and we've started, and I would like to say
Oh,
from the top of the show that I'm already disgruntled.
disgruntled.
Yeah, and
Why?
that's a fitting term to use. I'd like to first off, why the fuck am I so quiet? Get up in the headphones. That'll do. Sound check during the start of the show. Disgruntled because fucking up, mate, and me fans so loud. Like,
Oh, fucking look at him. Fucking, I could afford to have a fan on.
I mean, this fan's probably it's a family heirloom. I think it's been passed down from like a great grandparent.
The Lecky's not, though.
It runs on fucking valves. It's
Oh,
it's so noisy. It's like it's having a locomotive in the fucking room. So this is how fucking dedicated I am to a show. I've switched it off and turned the room into a sauna, and what I've resorted to is this fucking shit little tin. Looks like it came from a Christmas cracker USB fan that essentially is poorly circulating stale weed smoke just towards me
oof,
cheek.
nice.
It's not quite caressing me cheek. You know,
Mm.
like when you think that an eyelash lands on your face, and you're like, oh, like that's the power of the breeze I'm getting from this fucking like a hamster's running around a wheel inside of it.
You should probably just get yourself a hamster. And the smell of the hamster piss will cover up the stale weed smoke.
That's true. That's true. Genuine, authentic seaside sounds there from Jack as he played a seagull in the background.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. Fucking got some puffing noises as well, for later.
They're
And
fast then.
I've got a toot from a pelican as well to end the show with.
Surprisingly fast puffins, I've got to say. Went to
Are they?
was it the Farne Islands? Yeah, I went to Farne. It was the Farne Islands. Was it the
Puffin
Farne?
Island.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is that there? That there? I'm
I
guessing
don't know
that's
what his
there.
real name is, but there's Puffin Island where all the puffins live.
Yeah. Well, I went to that place, and those things, considering they're like small and they look pretty chunky. Those things can fucking they blitz, and they were
Hey,
racing the
I've
boat as
only
well.
seen them on games. Oh, fucking hell. I've never
I,
seen one in real life.
I don't recommend going because it stinks. There's
Yeah,
a
of
thing
course it
about
stinks. It's a
yeah.
seabird.
Yeah, there's a thing about nature documentaries that they're great because you can't smell them. Like any island that's covered in birds, fucking hums from a good half a mile away as well. Like it's not. I've still got this monitoring going on in my headphones. Let's. Have I, is it in both? Right,
Don't know.
I'm not happy about this, but
I'll give us a little bit of filler while you sort that out. Bi- bi- di- 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 bi- di- 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 bi- di- bi- di- bi-
is that
di-
Grease?
di- I've got no idea. It's just a sort of noise I hear in my head when I want to. If the first call, like the first go-to bit of fucking noise I can make, it's
Right.
always the. It's just that fucking. It filled the dead air anyway.
There was no dead air because I hadn't actually stopped talking. And I wasn't going to fix it. I can't be asked to fix it. It's not getting fixed. It's getting left as it is. I've just got this like, it's like I've got two voices in my head now, not just the one that I can put up with. There's another one that's even more annoying, and this one's not even saying anything fun.
Oh, what a way to get at me put me down in the first 10 minutes, eh?
No, I meant two voices in my head, as in I've got another one.
Well, so you can hear yourself. What do you mean?
Do you have an inside voice in your head voice?
Uh, what's I feel like this feels like a loaded question that I have to answer carefully.
I just get the notepad out and a pencil to write down your response here. I've got a tick list, a few boxes that I've got to wait for. On a scale of 1 to 5.
No, not these. No more psychometrics. No. They're horrible.
They're so full. Like if you,
I
like, it
don't
gets to,
understand them.
I've
They
been doing
don't
them for
work
that
with my
long.
head.
I've been doing them for that long that it gets to the point where I'll start messing around.
Oh, why? Just telling them, oh yeah, 10.
Yeah, the answer's the
10
one.
on this.
Yeah, because fuck them at this point.
I had 6 or 7 months of it, and I hated it, mate. I dreaded it. Knowing that email was coming the next day would keep me up at night.
Yeah, they're just dire.
Uh,
But less
And then you
about
get to the end of it, and then you see, right, okay, it does make sense why I've got to go and speak to this person. If you when you look at what the answers you give to it, if you're being honest, and you're like, right, okay,
yeah. The
yeah,
thing is, I've been honest, and the last time I saw my mental health worker was February, and it's supposed to be every 2 weeks. I rang him
fuck it
I
out.
rang him 2 months ago, being like, I mean, I'm alive, I am here, which is a positive. But I think we should probably be talking. We're meant to be doing something, and they were like, "Oh right, we'll get back to you." Still waiting. They're as bad as keeping time as I am. To be fair, my
Yeah,
caseworker's she's
you've
just
said that
she's
before.
dyspraxic and dyslexic,
Yeah,
which is
shouldn't be in a job really.
it's the no equal opportunities and all that, and who better
None of that.
to help who better to help deal with people than someone who's sort of experienced in that area, but maybe
I don't
give
want that.
maybe give
I want someone who lives on an ivory tower, who's never experienced a days of hardship in their life, to be like, no, shut up. This is what you should do. Be like this. You don't think to yourself, I need a plumber, so I'm going to hire someone with a broken toilet, do you?
no, but I hire someone who's like fixed toilets and has experience with that
Exactly.
and has used
Yeah.
toilets, which is like,
Nah,
come on.
no, you always say don't get high off your own supply. I don't want a mental health worker who's got their own mental health worker eating their own
That's
shit. It's,
I think I think most of them do have them though, because think if your job is to do nothing but to hear everyone else's fucking horrible issues all day, like you're not going home from that unless you're like a sociopath or psychopath, which again is exactly that. It's blind leading the blind, but in a more vindictive sense in that way. To be fair, a sociopath or a psycho possibly the better sort of psychologist because they're not going to get
yeah,
emotionally involved. There are no emotions.
exactly. They can dissociate from it all and be like, oh, well, what you need to do is you need to fuck your dad and kill your mother.
Yeah, which proves your point wrong. So I'm glad we
Why?
got that one.
Oh,
This
oh.
is vastly off the topic.
Well, I can tell you about someone who does need a mental health worker. We can sort of tiptoe
That's
our way
amazing.
towards it.
I was going to think there of because there have been undercover, like you've got people who have gone undercover in that sector before. But if you do wish to continue,
Oh, there's a bloke near me who's a little undercover operative. And he's a known undercover operative as well. He don't do it for money.
in what sense?
Well, in the sense that he likes to dress up occasionally and pretend he's people of power. People like council workers and tarmac layers. Someone that works for the electric board. A bin man. When he gets about as a bin man, he wears the big, thick red gloves as well.
What I
So
like
you know
about
he's taking
this
that one seriously.
from the off, right, is this bloke
Yeah.
knows who actually runs society.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah, yeah. He
yeah,
dresses up as a copper as well, but that's less
that's
frequent.
not as good. We've mentioned this before that the real people who run establishments and institutions are the people who keep the lights on. So, like fucking caretakers, dinner ladies, fucking cleaners, receptionists, those sort of people. The low level, like it's not your police, it's not your bosses, your CEOs. It's the people who keep the lights on and keep everything clean. So that's the sort of authority I look up to because I don't look up to coppers. I've got no respect
No,
for them.
I don't think many people do, really.
No,
Other
speaking
coppers.
of which,
Maybe not even other coppers, to be fair.
speaking of which, while we're on this topic, I keep getting in my suggested ads on Instagram an advert for the police,
What,
which
to join?
not Sting and that,
Or
not
to,
the
or is
shit
it like
band.
is it like what Officer Wiggum did, where he's trying to catch criminals and he's like, "You've won a boat. Come and get your boat." You're just getting them coming up.
No, I'm getting recruitment for the police, but it basically goes through a police station. It's going 1 desk sergeant, 2 custody officers. It goes through the office and like basically tells you how many you're in your basic police station. Every single comment was like, and all of them are sexual abusers, and like and they're all on the take, and 2 of them have shot someone today who was wrongfully arrested, and all. There was not one single positive comment. Like if that was a business, the business would be having massive meetings right now with the marketing department being like, what the fuck can we do to fix this? Our public image is ruined. We need to have some massive steps. We really need to fucking up our game here because something's going wrong. But they're publicly funded, so it's absolutely sound. They don't have to do fuck all.
Well, they could have a rebranding. They could call themselves the military police and give themselves some better guns and,
we're not
have
quite
a bigger presence and not,
Luckily, we're not quite America yet.
No, but I think I've always felt like the past few years that we're on our way. Give us a second while I investigate why.
Coming
through this light.
That has just made all of the really loud, booming, echoing, banging sounds that you really, really associate with good
Top
recording
quality.
and top quality broadcasts. That is the sort of shit that I expect on the Joe Rogan podcast. And
the reason why
Lex
I was
Friedman.
doing that is was to conceal the fact that I wasn't prepared enough by turning the computer on at the wall.
Oh, right, okay, brilliantly
So I was
done.
just trying to disguise it.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
More about this bloke who's, if you haven't guessed this week, people, because again, we rarely fucking introduce.
If you haven't read the title.
Yeah, the title. I mean, come on. My titles have nothing to do with the fucking with the subject most of the time.
See, that could be a problem we're having as well, though. I've tried that on some of mine, and no one clicks them.
Yeah, but I don't. Possibly.
Yeah.
I would click them. I would click them.
I constantly get told though I can't use myself and what I would like to do and what I would do. I can't use that as a thing for.
Yeah, I've been.
Benchmark.
You're not the only one. I get constantly told this by people who are much more highly respected and more influential and much more popular than I am.
I get told it by
why.
people who care about me.
Yeah, those too, and those are also more highly respected and more popular than I am. Yeah, that's possibly something to think about. But back to the topic's fucking undercover agents, right? Back to this fella you're talking about. What does he actually get any benefits?
Well, I don't know. I've never seen his bank statements or anything. I don't know him personally.
No, but do you not see it? Like, is he not letting places go? Oh, sorry, mate.
He doesn't. He doesn't need that, mate. The guy's like 7'3", built like a brick shithouse. I don't think he's. I don't know what the right word is. The acceptable word. There's he's not. He wouldn't be on the regular table in English back in school. He'd have been on the one in the corner with the guy that rocks and the one that blinks all the time, if that makes sense.
Talking to his pencil.
Yeah, well, screaming at his pencil. He gets special treatment, but I think he thinks by dressing up in these disguises that gets him special treatment. But what actually gets him the special treatment is the work boots he always wears that easily give him an extra 2 or 3 inches. So he's fucking massive. Even like without them, he would be huge. He looks like he'd have to go sort of sideways through a door.
Just
and
a regular
ducks
old
under the doors in Wilco.
Just a regular old Lenny rolling about fucking.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what this guy is.
Choking,
right?
just
but
petting
with
the
big
rabbits.
red leather gloves on, dressed as a bin man
to disguise his rabbit choking hands.
Yeah. Or maybe he's got the pristine, clean hands of the fucking plantation owner's son.
The creepy bloke who
might
just
be
soaped them
protecting
up.
his hands.
The creepy bloke who just kept his hands soft so he could finger his lass.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he's got going on under there.
Weird side plot I'd like to mention, like that. I mean, of Mice and Men, overall, shit book. Can be honest.
Terrible.
Not that great. Not gripping. But I was really interested by moisturised hand to finger me last guy. I was like, that's a fucking weird. That's a weird side plot. That where did this idea come from? But yeah, with this, so you're saying that this bloke is that convincing at having issues that he's managed.
Oh no, he's always got a problem, mate. I've seen him multiple times. I've heard rumours about him, which we won't go into on here, but I will tell you off the recording. Because
are you sure?
It would. Yeah, I'll tell you off the recording, but not on here. Because if anybody is from down here who happens to listen to this, they'll be able to point at this guy at that point and go, that's him. Or they'd also be able. He has a. There's rumours that he supposedly hangs around at certain places in the mornings. But I'll not to be nasty, not in like a horrible hurt people way, just
Right.
to annoy people. Like, and he gets up specifically early to be able to do that. But I'll tell you more about that. But off air.
I almost admire that though. Like,
Yeah, I do. That's why I think the guy's great, but I would never go up to him and speak to him because he's terrifying.
right,
Like, he's
okay.
genuinely intimidating. I've seen him in Wilco's repeatedly screaming, like a fully grown man screaming, not like like that, deep, mate, like fucking like really deep voice,
Summoned.
screaming no at the top, eh?
Like he's summoning something.
Yeah, like he's fucking Alistair Crowley at the fucking Loch Ness, mate, fucking wiggling his stick around. But he screams at them, mate, and you can see the staff are scared, innit? Because
Right.
you've got this guy here in a high-vis jacket who's not making any sense. You don't know what he's angry about.
He's clearly there on official business.
Well, that's what you would think. I
He's
think that's why they keep letting him in.
He's obviously there doing quality control and testing the acoustics of the building to make sure that they can't exceed noise limits when sounds that goes out into the street.
Maybe.
He's
Or
doing a
someone
very
wants to have
important job.
Wilco's closed down, and they're like, look, we need an extra couple decibels on that place so we can have it shut down. We want to extend the car park downstairs. So if you can go in there and scream at this time about anything. But I've always wanted to follow him around, but I feel like if he clocked onto it, I'd be dead. Because I imagine he's probably not the most understanding guy if he's going to go and scream at old women in Wilco's. But he stamps me and marches and that. You always see him. There's a few though. There's a few down here where you look at him. There's another guy I can tell you about. Another guy, mate, that I've noticed. You see him every day.
Before we carry on, because this is very much an audio podcast as we have no video.
Oh, yeah,
Jack's face just absolutely lit up at the at the thought of being able to bring up
a video thing for people or whatever.
Not this the thought of being able to bring up yet another local town.
Celebrity in my eyes. No one else will notice these
individual.
people, I don't think.
No. People do notice these people. They just don't have admiration for them like me and you. They cross the road. They don't take out a pen and go, I need to fucking study this man and everything
he's
he does.
every time on these days. Well,
Yeah,
every
do
day
you know
at
what?
this time.
He probably thinks the fucking same about you.
Why is that guy watching me?
Why
And
is
he
that
goes home
bloke
and tells people there's some weird bloke who speaks with a weird voice who watches me and talks to me, and they're all like, shut up. No, he's not.
Honestly, I
Like,
think
look,
he's
this
thinking
guy.
about following us. No, he's not. Why are you being paranoid?
He's gotten himself a fucking. I'm sure he's rented a van. You know, he's getting closer to me every morning. Right? There's this guy, and he's an old guy, and you see him when I used to drop my missus off to work. We'd see him every morning at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and he'd be at a different part of the road, but always on the same road. Like he had to leave at a certain time, looking like he's going nowhere, dressed like shit, but in a sort of trench coat, with an old-fashioned leather doctor's bag.
Right.
Every morning, mate.
Okay.
Don't know where he went, but he seems like if anyone's up to something who's like undercover, he could easily be an old sort of agent trying to blend in.
Yeah.
I always like the idea though that he's had his dick and balls cut off, and underneath the trench coat he's not wearing anything, but in the bag is a like a handful of strap-ons and stuff, and he decides on how much he wants to intimidate or amuse the person he's about to expose himself to. And he sneaks off into the toilets or behind the car or a little van or something and slips one on and then goes and flashes people with these different strap-ons. But I don't know how likely that is.
I mean, we've gone from thinking that this bloke is possibly some sort of undercover operative to thinking you're a sexual deviant.
No, I don't think he's a sexual deviant. I just think it's fun
No,
to think
you're
he
a
could
sexual deviant.
be. Me? Oh.
For that being the first thing that popped into your head about this bloke.
Well, why would you wear a trench coat?
Dunno, football manager. Managing
Possibly.
early 1900s football team. Maybe Izzy in the Mafia. Mafia notoriously wear trench coats.
I don't know. I don't know if the mob have a lot of hands.
tell you
here.
what,
we
though,
can talk about the mob a little bit later.
Tell you what though, doctors don't carry doctors' bags anymore, so he's definitely not a
Oh,
doctor.
no. Exactly.
Like everything's on US. I'd like to think, I fucking hope that everything's on USB nowadays.
Or if not, it's in a smaller notebook.
Yeah.
as well, or
No.
on his computer at
It's
work.
it's defo on. Yeah, exactly. I feel. Yeah, data protection tells me that there should be no such thing as a doctor's bag anymore, because doctor's bags are for carrying records and stuff, and
Oh,
that's
see,
not
I
meant to
never
leave the
thought of it
office
as
anymore.
records. I always thought it'd have one of those sort of like long-handled pizza cutter things that they used to use to chop, like to cut through the skin, and scissors and stuff like that, and maybe a sewing needle to do some stitches.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
I thought was in there. I thought it was like a bag of tools, like a doctor's tool bag.
Right. I know
I
you
didn't
grew
know
up
I
in.
didn't think they'd have notes.
I know you grew up in Victorian Greater Manchester, but in the Victorian Greater Manchester area, but the doctors don't operate like that anymore. I don't know. I don't know what sort of
In
NHS treatment you've been getting, but things have changed.
old school.
Yeah,
It's just yeah, you
it
just
fucking sounds it, mate. But
one of them little hand-powered abortion machines that cut through the cervix with the little chainsaw things.
what is that? An angle grinder?
Nah, that's what they used to use, innit, to fucking whip babies out of women. I say abortion machine. I think they're keeping the baby at that point, helping them give birth basically with one of those hand crank chainsaws. That's why chainsaws were invented, bro.
Oh, charming. Chainsaws were
Mm.
invented for were they?
Yeah, yeah.
Is
The first
this
chainsaw was made to cut through a woman so that they could get the baby out.
is
It's a
this
gynecological
official?
instrument.
Is this official, or is this another Jack
This
hypothesis?
is no. This is as far as I know, completely true.
Right. All right. Uh,
Which for you in your eyes doesn't stand for much,
no, no,
but
no, no, no.
I'm quite confident that this is real.
Okay, I believe you. I'm with you. Because it
Thank you.
sounds like it's the sort of
That's
thing that.
nice. It's a change.
It does sound like
Oh,
it's the sort
made
of
me
thing.
feel all warm.
Don't, I mean, cling on to that, because it won't last for too long. I guarantee by the end of this, you'll be feeling Sub-Zero again. But it makes sense, because a lot of things, like a lot of the tools that we use now have been come from the medical field, and or from fucking the weapons field as well.
Like
But
hedge trimmers.
yeah, yeah. Where did they come from? You're going to
You know
tell us
how
that there
they
was some sort of like fucking
well it
castration
was
tool, or an old
no, it
Jewish
was for
tactic of
when
getting
the
foreskins? Or
no, the Germans came up with it when they found out about beef eaters.
what, the chain of substandard restaurants that old pubs get converted into when they're not making any money anymore?
Well, yeah, so they could tidy up the hedges and that and charge a bit of money on car parking.
Step below a Toby Carvery, a beef eater, like, innit? It's fucking dire.
I went
But
to a carvery in Bristol, and they fucking when you pull into the car park, you've got to go in there immediately and give them your number plate,
your
because
actual
otherwise
number,
they'll
you
give
got
you
to pluck it off.
yeah, otherwise they give you a parking ticket. The pub,
Fucking, there's scumbags.
innit?
Bristol though, so I'm not surprised. Like, everywhere in Bristol's scummy, so you have to retaliate with scummy tactics as business owners. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to Turbo Island in Bristol, which is
No.
a lovely focal point of the hippie and crusty Bristol Central area. It's a cultural experience, mate. I don't recommend it for the wife and kids. But take yourself for a day one day, and enjoy a nice handful of Bristol cured ketamine. Listen to the Ragatek. Listen to some watchers, 30-odd-year-old blokes who never really made it and achieved the musical aspirations that they set out to. Still continue to hassle 18-year-old girls at raves to try and finger them. Enjoy Bristol. And that was a public service announcement brought to you by Visit Bristol in association with Bristol Council and the whole county of Somerset.
Well, should we have an actual undercover agent then, rather than
I
just
was
my
about to move on. I've got him here.
ungentle giant?
I've got him here. This week's undercover agents. We've had a real life one from Jack. I haven't really got any local. Actually, no, it's a lie. There's a local one round here. I might have brought this lad up before. It was the lad that was involved in a fucking police standoff. He got arrested. He was in a couple of years below me in school. He was arrested after a standoff involving in a taxi with a gun against police. He basically walked into a shop with a gun. The shop owner seen the gun, rang the police. As the lad was in the taxi, the police chased the taxi down, and he had a little standoff with the police for a few hours. But anyway, this lad, previous to this, had been arrested for impersonating a police officer and searching people in the town for drugs and shit. Like, just stopping people in town and frisking them and stuff to take the shit off them.
Like a clever mugger.
That's really good undercover, and it's exactly what the police would do. Like, I would say that's a citizen's arrest. It's the equivalent. It's what the police would do anyway. They're just as corrupt, so why not? All good to him. But the first example I've got of a real undercover. This man's deep. Is he undercover, or is he a vigilante? Is he a renegade? Is he a one man lawman? I think he's everything and more.
I'm still not sure which one you're on about.
And I'm being elusive, slightly on purpose. Okay. We're gonna dive into the weird and wonderful Jeremy Dewitte. I'll start off with the obvious. He's from Florida.
American.
He's from Florida, more specifically. Oh. He is one of the many Florida men, which we got into off air. We didn't quite go any further because we wouldn't leave it till now. So everything from here is fresh. Florida man or Florida men, we definitely consider some sort of secret agent group for sure.
Well, it's like our jury duty, isn't it?
You reckon?
You get a little letter. Yeah, you get a little letter in the post saying you've got 2 weeks. This week, these next 2 weeks, you are Florida man.
Is that the fucking Dark Brotherhood of from Skyrim?
Well, the little jester man just fucking appears and is like, "Come on,
they get the letter.
Come and see my dead mum."
No, you get the letter, don't you? You get the letter coming through with it's like a handprint or something.
Oh yeah,
that's the first thing. We know who you are or something.
Yeah. Except because it's Florida, it's like 4.5 fingers.
Yeah, well, no, it's
and 2 of them are stuck together.
Yeah, it doesn't come on a piece of paper. It comes on
crocodile skin.
Yeah,
alligator skin.
Or it comes on a bumper sticker to stick on the back of a Dodge.
I was gonna say with the back of one of them placemats from Disneyland.
Yeah, this Jeremy Dewitte he's a real guy. He's a real piece of work. Jeremy Dewitte, the police. How long did he do this? How long has he basically, this bloke has been in person.
Not sure how old he is now, but he started when he was 18.
Right.
I think it was when he was 16, 17, 18, that sort of age, when he was in our equivalent of college, which I always forget what's called over there. I think it's high school.
Yes.
I might be wrong.
Yeah.
High school age, because he said that while he was doing his high school, he was also doing this police enrollment program at night time. But he got kicked off of it because he decided to do a bit of overtime before he was even employed.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in his 40s, 50s now, so he's had a long career. Jeremy Dewitte's been in person a police officer for pretty much the majority of his life, much to the annoyance and protest of the Florida Police Department, who have never been too keen, so much so that he's currently in jail. Is that also, I mean, I don't know if you buy into this. I think this is more of his cover story. Also a sexual abuser. Done for what you found was, what was the terminology there of the charge?
Lewd and lascivious battery, which means either coercing a 12 to 16-year-old into prostitution, somehow involving someone in bestiality, or sadomasochistic sexual activity with an underage person. From what I read.
A real good time guy. A real man who's out there just enjoying the finer, younger things in life. I mean, yeah, a bit of a sick cunt, to be honest.
You'd think
that's if you believe
have its own term, wouldn't you?
That's if you believe the official narrative, though, because I mean, you've got a bloke out there, right, really doing the police's work, doing their work for them. He's filling in the holes that corruption is turning a blind eye, that the corrupt police officers are turning a blind eye to. He's out there fighting the real crimes. You've got to somehow disgrace this man. You've got to ruin his image. So you make some sort of trumped up charge, something that's really, really damning, but something that is how it's something that it's very easy for only the police to have the access to and the proof and the proof.
Well, that's what they did by taking all of his video recordings off of him.
Exactly.
And editing them and then selling them off on the internet to these different content creators.
He's a real hard done to fella. I admire the fact that he called. This is really one of the best bits, that he called his business Metro State Vehicle Protection Services. Which, what was it?
He
what did it
knocked
read?
about behind funerals.
He gave funeral processions. He turned
armored,
up. Him
sort
and
of
his
armored funeral processions for ex-gang members and stuff.
He turned up with about 9 or 10 of his pals, all on motorbikes. With
BMW motorbikes, though, not Harley Davidson motorbikes, which he's very adamant about.
Yep, he turned up on bikes that the police would use. In exact.
No. Well, you give that part, and I'll give his part. So he didn't turn up on the police ones because the police use Harley Davidson in Florida. He turned up on what the police would use in California, a BMW bike.
He turned up in all matching police uniforms.
It wasn't actually police uniforms. The little, instead of it being like a dragon at the top of the badge, it was like a jagged pattern at the top of the badge. And it was placed and sized a lot like the police badge that you would see in California, and whatever the state above, is it Ohio? That's above California, Idaho. I can't remember. But anyway, there, because in Florida it's a 5-pointed star that the police used there, so he was fine with that in his eyes. That was okay.
Yeah. I'll be honest. He obviously knows the law, didn't he?
He also didn't wear a white shirt either, which he was adamant about on Dr. Phil. Because he doesn't wear a white shirt, he couldn't possibly be impersonating a police officer.
Of course not. Of course not. That is impossible to be doing. He would quite often block off traffic, threaten and verbally assault, sometimes verging on physically assault, passers-by, pedestrians and other drivers.
Well, they were putting people's lives at risk, Jimmy. They were trying to get in between the funeral procession.
They were trying to drive to work.
The last thing you're going to want if you're there burying your dead baby is some guy jumping in front of the car in front of you so you can't stare at the coffin with your dead baby in. You don't want some guy in between staring at the back of some guy's head.
The problem is in America there's a high chance that child was killed by the police. So to have 10 imitation police officers...
by dying as a baby, they were only ever going to die in school as well, I guess.
Yeah,
so if they'd survived school, the police would get them.
Shot by the police or shot by failure to respond. Shot by a classmate due to a failure to respond by the police. So the last thing I'd want is 10 of them escorting the fucking car to the funeral. But he also had lights and sirens on his bikes.
But they weren't like police lights and sirens. The sirens were actually air horns that made a different tone to the average police siren. And the lights, instead of being red and blue, were I think they were purple and orange.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's brilliant, Jeremy. Thanks for you his fucking lawyer or something.
I was listening to his attorney today. I spent an hour listening to his attorney's points.
What did he quite frequently call other road users in an attempt to engage in some sort of violent altercation with them?
Oh, he there was always blurred out, but I think he liked to call them fuckboys.
He did like to call them fuckboys, which
and shitheads, but mostly fuckboys.
It was fuckboys. It was very much fuckboys. He uses it more than teenage girls do on Reddit.
Just completely out of context as well.
Completely out of context.
He's just heard it and thought, oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Love
used
that.
it. I sound hard. I don't sound like a fucking little divvy.
Mm.
I sound really hard when I use that term. It doesn't sound like like fuckboy is a term that you associate with someone who's trying to constantly basically shag other people and not commit to relationships. So sounds like
But
that's
it's
what he's saying to
Yeah,
all of
but
the
if you're
drivers.
saying that aggressively at someone and you know what that means, that's not going to make you want to start a fight with that person, is it? You're just going to be
No,
like, I don't know how to respond to this.
no, I'm gonna be stuck.
Just looking at your missus in the car, like, ignore him.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what
What
he's
the hell
talking
did
about.
you
I don't
think?
know what he's talking about. I
No,
swear down.
no,
I swear down.
no. I never knew my phone could have 2 SIM cards in it.
I swear down
What do you
that
mean he didn't
doctor's
say?
bag is not full of strap-ons. I swear down. Don't
Oh.
worry.
It's me doctor's trench coat, mate. It's not mine. Looking after it for the doctor.
So, we did talk about this, that he's following a later arrest. He loads of his phones and cameras, like multiple cameras and phones. I'd like to state multiple. He had spares on him all the time. Was seized by the police as evidence. And he'd taped everything. He'd taped
Yeah.
everything. Like
I
he'd
find that suspicious. Don't you?
for
if you
this
tape
bloke,
it-
no, because
No.
this bloke believes what he's doing, like all of the undercover agents that were investigating today. He believes what he's doing is right and true. So to him, that's testimony of his. That's testimony of his success. That's like his legacy.
No. I wonder what he's doing. If you're filming everything, what are you not filming?
Oh well, this is the thing that
What are the bits you're not filming? Like,
well,
what's...
it sounds like he was filming absolutely everything, because there were loads of phone conversations with his mistress. Like he even taped the phone calls with his his bit on the side. Like
the phone call I heard makes sense now. Go on.
Why? What's which phone call?
I found I found a phone call where it's him calling his wife from prison, and he's crying, saying, "I'm not cheating on you. I'm not cheating on you."
I mean, he definitely was.
I didn't know about
was.
the mistress. I didn't see that bit there.
Yeah, mate. This bloke, he's just an exciting guy. He was on Dr. Phil. I don't know why we haven't brought that. I don't know why we didn't start with that. We're really poor at this, because what we should do is, and I got taught this at university, you start with a strong point that engages people and gives them some sort of relevance and makes it something that appeals to them. And Dr. Phil...
We mentioned bestiality and paedophilia.
All right, sound covered then. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was going to say
You were on
Dr.
brand.
Phil is something that people really know and is in the public sphere, but we've already mentioned bestiality, so yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's much better. But he was
That's
on
what our
Dr.
listeners
Phil.
have come for.
We haven't just picked some absolute fucking nobody. This bloke is a celebrity, as well as being an undercover operative and a one man army of the Florida streets. When we say one man, he's part of Florida Men, which, as we've previously discussed, is it's a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood of men who take it in turns
To don the cape.
To don the cape and seize the headlines for that day. That's their only task. That's in Latin. That's what it says. Don the cape, seize the headlines on the entrance to their lair, which is obviously like a swamp boat, surrounded by alligators.
Nah, surrounded by polystyrene alligators to make it look more intimidating, to keep people away. But it's just in the original Florida man's mum's back garden.
All right, fair. But yeah, he was on Doctor... I don't know why I'm hammering this point home. I don't even fucking care. I don't care. I don't even fucking like Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil's a dickhead. If you haven't noticed, right, I lost my voice on Sunday. I was at a Muay Thai event, and I realised, hearing myself in this headphone, how croaky I sound. But yeah, I don't give a fuck about... I don't care about Dr. Phil. But he was on there. Dr. Phil even went, "Here, you're going to stop pretending to be a copper." And he was like, "No, the police are after me and stuff. It's not me. There's a conspiracy against us." And I believe him.
Yeah, I do. Do you know what the conspiracy is? What he thinks is going on?
Go on.
Did you catch that on there?
Go on.
He thinks and he has evidence as well, which his attorney was very happy with him to say on national TV as well. So they must
It's
have
got to be
something
true.
to
It's
prove
got to
it.
be true.
If you've got an attorney and your attorney's comfortable with you saying it, because it very much came across as the attorney was kind of in control of the conversation as well, from what I saw. And he thinks that the chief of police, who's due for retirement, is planning on starting up his own funeral company. So he needs his funeral escort service. So he needs him out of the way because he's one of the most prolific in the area. So he's trying to besmirch him and destroy it so that he can build his own little empire. Now, I think that is a bit...
The term funeral escort really conjures up a very different image in my head. It sounds like a prostitute that you just take to funerals.
That's what I was thinking, where it means you're going to get your end away after you've had your little triangle sandwiches.
Turns up in a really nice black dress. Suitable,
someone to put a smile
dress,
on the widow's face.
Dark glasses, yeah, just someone, because you know funerals, like, it's when all the family congregates that you haven't seen, and even more so, the ones you don't like, and the ones that are going to basically judge you at the after-do. They're going to look at you at the wake and go, oh, we're doing better than him, look at what a mess he is, hasn't even got a wife, blah, blah, blah. Wedding escort, you get someone banging, you got to pay a fair whack, it's not cheap. This is she's got to do the work for this.
She's got to know how to cry, innit?
She's got to cry, she's got to fake cry, she's got to be a good actress. She's got to have fucking great emotional, like, control. She's got to be, like, sophisticated, she's got to look, because you've got to basically impress her. You've got to make everyone go, no, I'm actually doing really well. Me and fucking this lady here, the other half, we're going to set up a tech company together. We've got a GoFundMe and we've got an app going. We're going to set up a tech company. And then afterwards, obviously, you get a booker.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I found out today that in Bulgaria, you can buy a bride for $500.
There are
American dollars.
Yeah, you can probably do
fairs. But it's not like our bridal fairs where you buy a dress. You go over there and you buy a woman.
Yes, it's yeah.
It's fucking genius, mate. You can imagine you could go over there. Like, look how much expensive it would be over here to start a laundrette or something. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to Bulgaria and buy the workers and bring them back.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not even slavery because they have their wage and that. You've basically made an investment.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to look at it in a certain way, spin it a certain way for Twitter and that, you're a liberator.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
These women don't have to now marry some weird old Bulgarian man.
Well, I watched.
Now they can work for less than minimum wage.
I watched a video.
The laundrette.
I watched a video around Thanksgiving of this animal rescue place in America that went to a turkey fair, and they basically put posts out saying, we're going to this turkey fair. Any donations you give us will be like, basically we're going to bid on all the turkeys and buy as many as we can, and we're going to save them and take them back. And that's exactly the same premise.
Yeah,
it's the same premise.
Except I think I'd prefer to have a load of turkeys around than a load of Bulgarian women. Because I had a turkey called Gobbles and I fucking loved that turkey. They were well good turkeys, man. They were proper good pets.
Yeah,
they're like dogs.
They're quite. They're not like dogs, but
they're proper clever.
They are clever, but they're not like dogs.
They're clever like a pig. Then they're like pigs.
Well, pigs are cleverer than dogs.
No, I don't know. Turkeys are pretty bright.
Right. Well,
not that bright though, because if they eat chicken shit, they die. So up to a certain age, they get a disease called blackhead. I feel like I've probably spoke about this before. This is going to get me stuck on chickens, so we need to change the where we're going with this. I will just rant about chickens.
I thought I'd let this go on for a minute or so to see where it went, and then I have started a clock that this is going to be a rabbit hole for you, or a turkey hole. So we'll go off.
Yeah.
Back to Dewitte before we move on to the second and possibly the best. He's constantly claimed to be an army veteran.
But some marksman called him out on it, didn't he?
Yes.
Someone that was in the army.
Yes, he frequently
wears
army.
This seems to be a big thing, though, in America.
Mate, stolen valor is a massive thing in America. Because in America, like, it doesn't happen so much over here, but in America, like, there is this fucking real like buzz about the military and like a real respect for the military, and America is free because of the military, and like we've got veterans, we need to look after them. Although the government, to a degree, part of it is the fact that a lot of the military come from working class areas. So the reason you support the military is because it's all your fucking kids that have gone off to fight.
Yeah, well, like we found out in the abortion episode, it's a lot of the places that don't allow for abortion.
Yeah, this is the thing that, like, this is one of the reasons why you can sort of support the military without supporting the actions of the military. Some people have got to support the military because it's all their kids. And especially from poor areas, like they are one of the largest fucking employers. Unfortunately so. Like, it's unfortunate the kids get dragged into that shit. You can't demonise them for it. But because of that,
we're going to give it a go.
Yeah, fuck them. Stolen valor's a massive issue. I say a massive issue. A lot of people do it.
He had fake badges made, didn't
like
he?
that bloke
fake
on Red
badges.
Dead Redemption 2 who claims to be, I fought in the war, and then he asks for money and shit, and then if you give him money, he fucks off and he's not.
I thought you meant the blind guy that tells you your future.
Why is this... right, this thing's just having a little freeze, is it? No, not the blind guy. The blind guy's legit. There's a veteran who's not actually a fucking... There's one real one and one fake one in there.
Oh, I think I found the real one. He gave me some money when I took him. I was outside the shop. He was waiting for me, and he's like, "You can buy anything you want from in there. It's on me."
That's the one who you saved from dying from a snake bite. You sucked the venom out of his leg.
Oh, I thought that was a veteran.
Different bloke. Oh. But back to Mr. Dewitte. We're wrapping it up basically. He was a fraud. There was loads of issues. He's been sued. He's committed loads of crimes. The issue, his charge, by the way, he claims this day to have met the victim in question was 15. He claims to this day to have met the victim in a bar, asserting that she possessed a fake ID, when in actuality the victim was the child of a friend whom Dewitte was trusted to supervise. As a result of his conviction, he is now required to register as a sex offender. What do we reckon? Undercover operative or just a bit of a knobhead? For a start, I would like to start by saying the first bloke you mentioned from your way, he's legit undercover operative.
Oh yeah, definitely. Otherwise, how would he have gotten all the costumes?
Exactly.
I think he's an undercover operative, but not in the way that he's aware. I think the left are using him, Jimmy. I think it's the political left. I think it's your typical sort of psyop kind of thing, because
why would it
look
be
at his
the
name,
left?
Dewitte. His name, if you look at his name and pronounce it in a certain way, it's not Dewitte, it's Dewitte.
If you that is every single, you've just summed up every single conspiracy video ever. If you look at this word and say it in a very particular way that's never ever usually said in human existence, but for the purpose of this video to prove my point, I'm going to twist ever so slightly and pronounce in a completely different way in order to somehow provide some etymology bollocks reason behind this fucking idea. Yeah, go on.
But hear me out.
Yeah.
Dewitte, and he's a copper.
Yeah.
And he's bad.
Yeah, but he's never...
he's a sex offender.
He hasn't shot anyone.
Which has been a recent thing about coppers being bad. Well, he was pretending he could shoot people, though, by having his, whatever a pepper ball is.
His pepper ball gun.
Instead of a gun. Instead of putting his yellow tape around it, he was putting it in a proper gun holster. So he was, in everyone else's eyes, he was ready to kill. He
was ready to kill.
Realistically, he was just looking to season.
How do you reckon someone who's faked being a police officer is treated in prison?
Fucking weirdly, with a arm's distance.
Yeah, because if a copper goes in there, right, they're getting fucking done over, aren't they? Because they're a copper. But someone who's pretended to be a copper, like...
To the point where it's a felony.
Yeah, got arrested for pretending to be a copper. You got to be like, here, mate, I don't know what to do with you.
Well,
I suppose you'd have to rape him anyway.
I think they wouldn't. I think with the lad that you knew who was nicking drugs off people, I think they might like.
That's different.
Yeah,
he was doing
enough.
that.
But
yeah,
this guy's
he was doing that.
Just causing an inconvenience.
And also with the belief that he is some sort of authority. Whereas the lad that I mentioned was doing it just to get
to get
drugs.
drugs. Yeah, which is
Which is a
commendable
noble
in
act.
its own way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very much so. It's very much a noble
but
act.
the white just wanted to control traffic, which is weird. That's the extent of the power he was using it for.
Yeah, but I
He
do
just
that
wanted
and
to be
I
able
don't
to
even wear the.
divert traffic.
I do that and I don't even wear the uniform. Like
You get arrested in America for doing that.
our police traffic on the motorway my own way.
Oh,
Mo-
you love this.
Motorists don't know it, but I do it. But I don't wear a uniform, and I think that's where I actually get away with it, is because I don't wear a uniform. If I wore a uniform and did it, I'd probably get stopped a lot more often. But the fact that I don't, and I just do it, what I believe is undercover work, basically. I believe I am undercover traffic officer. That undercover that
Shepherding them all
even
into the slow lane.
police don't know. Like, if I ever got pulled, I'd be like, lads, I'm above your pay grade, you know what I mean? Like, you don't understand the levels of clearance that I have.
I found other videos today after the white things ended, and it played a couple more, and then it started just playing other people in America doing this. One of them was pretending he was an off-duty police officer from one state, I think it was Colorado state, but he was actually in a different state altogether. Who was being leased out to another copper.
Have you read about Antoine Tucson? The man from Maryland who got done for, like, I think he was impersonating an officer for 15 years. Same charge in 2006, 2009, 2018.
Same charge as the white for fucking diddling a 15-year-old?
No,
that is suspicious. That
for impersonating an officer. He became, I think, in 2018 he was involved in a robbery, and he identified himself as a U.S. Marshal. And to responding officers, like responding officers called to the crowd. He's like, "Don't worry, lads, I'm a U.S. Marshal. Don't you worry, it's sound." You got to have some bollocks to do that, though, ain't you?
Oh, you just got to be thick as pig shit meat.
Yeah. I think there's a fine line between the two. I think
I suppose you could be brave and stupid, though, innit? I mean, a lot of people who are brave are stupid, and vice versa. The stupid people are brave because they don't know the dangers, and the brave people are brave because they're stupid.
Someone who's done it multiple times, you've got to think that he has some level of belief in himself that I can pull this off. I'm like a US Marshal.
I wonder if it starts to be where he's like, well, they're coppers because they say they're a copper. I'm a copper because I say I'm a copper.
Yeah.
Because realistically, if you walk down the street dressed as a policeman, albeit normally with another mate who's dressed like a policeman, people are going to think, oh, it's nice to see more coppers around.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to believe so more than I see a community support officer. And I go, that's not a copper. That's not a copper at all. You can run from them, that's fine, isn't it? They're not allowed to touch you. Yeah, that's not a copper. But if I saw some bloke walking down just without community support on the badge, I'd be like, iffy. I don't know. Like, there was some bloke yesterday in Newcastle, not yesterday, Sunday, and we were walking back to the car from the fight. He, lone copper, his coat looked too big. First off, he's wearing a coat, full police coat, in 27-degree weather. Now, all the busies we'd seen that day were wearing, like, the black vests with a T-shirt, like the black stab vests or whatever, with the green T-shirt or whatever underneath, like the high-vis T-shirt. This bloke, full coat, and the old boob-style hat. I've not seen one of those hats on a copper in fucking, like, years. Not a patrol copper, because you get abuse for it. You know that. Everyone tortures coppers that wears boob hats, and rightfully so. Everyone goes, "Oh, can my lass piss in it? She's pregnant," because that's what that's the rule that everyone talks about. Or isn't it true that a pregnant woman's got to be able to piss in a copper's hat? She goes up and asks him. But yeah, he was walking by himself, oversized coat, tit hat, and just a walkie-talkie. And me and my mate were like, he's not real. He's not a real.
He might be looking to. He might be one of two things. He might be a copper with Asperger's. You know, he's like, I like to wear my coat and my hat. I like to look proper, and no one likes hanging around with me because I've got Asperger's.
That's true.
Take
yeah.
my job. You know, that he might be capable of doing it, or it's some lad who, like a teenager, who's nicked his dad's police coat if it was too big for him, and he's just out and about looking, out and about on the rape. He's thinking, oh, I dress as a copper. I've heard on the news I can just drag a woman into my car.
That is, well, you didn't even have a car, but
he might somewhere.
First thing we thought was, like, the only thing you'd, like, what sort of power do you think you're going to get over anyone as a single copper dressed up as a busy? The only thing that was the thirst. Like the only thing I could imagine was trying to get some sort of power over a lass. Instantly didn't sit right with us.
Or a kid.
Yeah.
Probably up
Basically,
to about the age of 13, and then from there you'd probably be a bit more wary, I would have thought.
This was Newcastle, so I'd say about the age of 9.
Okay.
Not going to want to fuck with a kid in double figures in Newcastle. Probably get yourself stabbed up.
Fair enough.
And get your shoes taken off.
He might know that as well. That, you know, I wonder what he's got under his coat. Maybe it's loads of stab-proof vests, one over the other. That's why his coat looked too big for him. Because he's like, yeah, I've had a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old. Gonna skip the 10s because they can be troublesome. You know, they're acting all big and hard because of the top year of school. Gonna go for yourself a nice little 12-year-old. Gonna grab one of them. But I know they do have their knives. They love a knife. So he's just laying up with him.
Yeah, more than likely around this end, he's probably just armed with all the equipment to make a bucket or a gravity bong, like some sort of smoking device, which will involve a sharp implement to put holes in tinfoil. So, like, yeah, I would beware. I mean, I'm gonna mention him briefly, but we're towards the end of the show. I feel like other people have done greater research into this bloke than we have, and instead of summing him up, we should just point him in the direction of them. But I've baffled you with this one, haven't I?
Have a look. Yeah, I looked online and I couldn't find anything worth really looking at.
Oh, there's a lot of
videos
information if you look into his real name.
See, I was just looking up the name you gave me.
So, like, you can.
I'm just baffled by him more than anything.
Yeah, you can look up shit like. Oh, hang on. Who's this? Is this a different? Hang on a second.
Because the guy I saw reminded me a lot of fucking Bling Bling from Bum Fights.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Bling.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. We are talking about the infamous Conald Peterson, also known as what we would call his agent term, Fedsmoker.
His stage name.
No, it's not stage name because he's part of the agency. He's an undercover operative. His agent name is Fedsmoker. Now, if you want to do some greater research into this, you've just basically got to watch your mum's house. Watch Tom Segura. Just type in fucking YouTube. Tom Segura. This is what we do here, right? We're so bad at trying to retain an audience that will actively promote better, more successful podcasts and drive you to them so you can get better quality information than you'll get for the drivel that we give you. Basically, go to Tom Segura and Christina Pazitsky's podcast, Your Mum's House, 2 mint comedians. Christina's new special is quite good, actually. It's just come out. Fedsmoker, search for their bits about him. This bloke is a one-man renegade. Lives in his car, which is... it's an old Ford police car that he has...
He bought in...
He's modified. I mean, of course he bought it. No, he got it off another... Yeah, he got it off another member of the Brotherhood, because we know that there's... I mean, it goes without saying that Conald Peterson, if he wasn't born in Florida, he's definitely an honorary Floridian, and he's definitely a member of the Brotherhood. He's from Nebraska. That sort of fits. Lives in his car. Lived with his dog. Did he have his dog with him? Memorable videos include the video of him pulling out his own tooth. That's a good one. That's a really good one if you've got time. You not seen that one?
No, the ones I saw was basically just him.
No, hang on. Watch the one with the tooth. What notable things about the one with the tooth would be the colour of his hands and the amount of dirt that's on them. The colour of the pliers that he's using to pull out his tooth with, and just the sheer look of crazed, like, I don't know what to say, just fury on his face as he pulls out his tooth and stares at the camera like this is some sort of manly act, which it fucking is. I mean, I'm not pulling out a fucking tooth with a pair of pliers, but
I've tried to cut a tooth out of my head once with a knife. Yeah,
but you're different. And that's why
I'm not saying it to show off.
No, it's not something, and I know that.
Okay.
You were just saying that because it was a genuine thing. It's something that I wouldn't try again in future if I was you.
No, it hurt the next day.
Yeah, I can imagine so, mate.
Like fuck the next day.
So another really good video to look of Fedsmoker is when he approaches a security guard at, I don't even know where it is. He's just a security guard of some fucking factory or something. And like he approaches him at the gate and he's calling him like a fucking shill and like saying he's gonna report him and have him fired and like calling him the F, the word with the F that we're not gonna use. It's not massive.
The sheep's testicle.
Yeah, the meatball word, the bundle of sticks word. He loves using that. He loves that. He loves telling people they're not following proto. He loves telling them that is one of his sayings: is "You're fired, bud. You're fired, bud." What his job is, for those who want to TLDR, his job in his own eyes is he's a Fedsmoker. That's what he does. He's going to smoke out corrupt Feds.
Like a TikTok auditor before TikTok.
Yeah. He's like Dark Justice of the police. He's holding people of authority accountable, whether they are figures of authority or not.
What I got from him was that he was off his face on what I presume to be something like speed.
Meth. Definitely meth.
Yeah,
he's definitely on meth. There's no way that's not meth.
And then I did in something that I tried to listen to, but I got bored of it. He was saying that they found that meth heads are more inclined to go and approach the police and strike up a conversation with them because they're suspicious of the police, whereas crackheads and cocaines, they'll run away, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, meth will have you running out of the coppers. Coke will have you shutting the curtains.
Yeah.
That's a common thing that's said.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very common because you get the sort of paranoia on coke, where on meth you get an assertiveness. Not that
he was a very
meth,
assertive guy.
Yeah, this is the thing. I've not had meth, but I don't have to know that you get that assertiveness, because every video I've ever seen of someone on meth, they're very assertive and confident characters. But this bloke, like, although everything that we've seen about him is very funny, and all the videos you find online are very funny, the ones he's made of himself, like the shit you hear about that isn't documented but from him is fucking dark. Like terrorizing entire neighborhoods, families not feeling like they were safe to sort of come out their houses because he's just berating them constantly. It's just fucking. In his eyes, he was trying to. He showed up to city council meetings, several, to try and fight corruption. And all he was doing in his eyes was trying to ensure that law enforcement acted legitimately. And that's what he was doing. And you know what? I believe him. I don't believe he was successful.
Seems to be is it of his convictions? Is that the term you'd use, where he's proper into it? He's stuck to it. He's got grit. You know, he's stuck to the part.
He has stuck to the part.
He did it for quite a long time.
Even for a while, and even in the face of adversity. To quote someone who was approached by Fedsmoker at a car dealership in 2013. Well, he comes into the showroom and I immediately tell him that I'm with customers and that his other salesman, who was still standing there, would answer whatever questions he had. While they were talking, I went in and called the local police. They immediately knew who I was talking to and described him to a T. He had been camping out in the parking lot across the street for about a week and harassing the officers. They told me he was dangerous and to stay away from him.
That is what they would say, though, if he was an undercover guy that's trying to destroy them. They would say, stay away, he's dangerous. That's what you see on all the TV shows and films. Like, do you remember Utopia? Where they're like, they put out the fake news reports.
Yeah.
And they're saying, these people are terrorists, stay away from them. But in reality, they're not terrorists.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that could be what's going on here.
He also, much like DeWitte's fuckboys, Fedsmoker also had his own catchphrase, which was feathering it. And it was...
Is that like making it look bigger?
Feathering it basically comes from a video where he was cutting his own hair, and part of him cutting his own hair was using a lighter to do so, spraying shit all over his head and then setting it alight. And he just said he was feathering it. Just said feathering it. Tom Segura analysed that and just said it says it's in the eye of the user, that phrase, so you can just use it to mean what it means. Just is what it is. Basically, like it is what it is. I would like, I would regretfully wish to inform the audience that Connell Peterson is no longer with us. He's dead.
He's given up the alias.
He gave up the alias. Well, this is the thing. He's dead, or is he?
Exactly.
There are news articles about him being dead. The story was broke on your mum's house. They found a picture from a crime scene that was basically his car with a sheet over his body. I mean, the bloke almost certainly died from a fucking meth overdose. There's no way.
I don't know though. We saw that with Epstein.
Yeah, he's another undercover operative that we haven't mentioned, but there's no way.
Yeah.
There is no. That he's a more obvious one. That's why we didn't delve into him today. But there's no way he wasn't working for several agencies or governments. No way at all.
I think we were being prepped, for the idea of secret agents and that as kids. Because if you think about a lot of the TV shows that we had as kids, where they got the main character, like for the two that come to mind is Fireman Sam and Postman Pat. A lot of the time they spent on them shows, they weren't doing their actual job.
No, they weren't. You're right, but that's almost as if people who
stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think that was more enticing us into shit, boring jobs, making us think that they would have these really exciting side quests. When you don't, you just end up doing the shit, boring job. I think that's what that was. It's like, yeah, be a postman. You get to have a cat, and you get to drive about and do all these different little things. You don't. You get mauled by dogs. That's what happens, and you wear shit shorts. And with that, we're going to end the show. We'll be back next week. We've got shit. Don't know what the topic is. Do you want to listen?
What was Noddy?
Noddy? A child molester.